about the Boolean product. This is going to be the product operator or the multiplication operator on Boolean matrices. Just like the product operator on regular matrices, the only way that I can do it is if the two matrices are the right size. So if I have a matrix A that is a 3 by 3 and I have a matrix B, it is going to have to be, that first value will have to be 3, and then it can be some other size. And so if I look at this, these two inner values must be the same, and ultimately my end result is going to be the two outer values. So if I take a 3 by 3 and I multiply it by a 3 by 2, I will end up with a 3 by 2 matrix. So let's give this a try. So let's say that I have a matrix A, which is a 3 by 3, and it is a Boolean matrix, and it is a 3 by 3, and then I have a matrix B, which is a 3 by 2. So if I do the Boolean product of A with B, which looks like a circle with a dot in the middle of it, it is going to give me an answer that is 3 by 2. So let me put the positional values. This would be 1, 1. This will be 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, row 3, column 1, row 3, column 2. All right, so let's say that I want to find a specific value. Let's say, for instance, that I wanted to find the value 3, 1. I'm going to put an answer matrix right below that. I'm going to come over here and say that I would like to find element 3.1. The way that I'm going to do this is the 3 always represents the row. The first value always represents the row. The second value always represents the column. Since I'm doing a Boolean product with A and B, I'm going to put the A right above the row, because then I'm going to try to find the third row. 1, 2, 3. There it is, the third row right there. And I'm going to write it down below here. And then I'm going to put the B above the column, because I'm going to try to find column 1. There it is, column 1. And I'm going to write it right beside the values from my row A. And then what I'm going to do is the join of the meat. Let me write that up here. When I was just doing a regular product, I would take the two and I would multiply them together. I distinctly remember multiplying the values together and then adding up the results. We are not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do the join of the meat, which means that I am going to do the meat between each one of these values, which is the AND operator. So I'm going to say 0 and 1 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0. And once I have all of 3 of those, then I am going to do the join, which is the OR operator. So I will say 0 or 0 or 0. Ultimately, we're going to end up with 0. So we were doing position 3, 1. I'm going to come over here and find 3, 1, and I'm going to put the 0 in it. Let's try that again. How about if we try 2, 2? So I'm going to put 2, 2 right here. This is going to be a row and a column. This is going to be the row from A and the column from B. So let me find row 2. There is row 2 from A. Let me write it down. 1, 0, 1. I need to find column 2. There is column 2. So let me write it down. 1, 0, 1. And then I'm going to do the join of the meat. So I will put the meat operator, which is the AND operator, between them. 1 and 1 is 1. 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 1 is 1. And then I'm going to do the join operator between them. 1 or 0 or 1 is 1. And then I'm going to put that 1 in position 2, 2. So let's do one more. How about if we arbitrarily pick, let's try 3, 2. So I'm going to put 3, 2 right here. This is a row, this is a column, this is the row from A and the column from B. And so I'm going to try to find row 3. There is row 3, so I'll put 0, 0, 0. And then I'm going to try to find the second column in B, which is, well, there it is right there. So I'm going to put 1, 0, 1. We're going to do the meat, which is the AND operator. 0 and 1 is 0. 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 1 is 0. And then I will do the join. 0 or 0 or 0 is 0. And that is the answer that will go there. So let's do the remaining 3. So if I do 1, 1, I'm going to end up with 1 and 1 is 1. 1 or 0 is 0, 1 or 0 is 0, and if I OR those all together, 1 or 0 is 1, and so I'm going to put the 1 here. So when I find the row 1 and the column 1 and I do the AND operator between them, I end up with 1, 0, 1. When I do the OR operator, 1 or 0 or 1 is 1. So I'll put the 1 there. Our last one is 2, 1. So we end up with 1 and 1 is 1, 0, 0. If I do the OR operator between them, I'm going to get 1. So my final answer is 1 right there. And this is the final answer matrix, which is indeed a 3 by 2. This is the reason why matrix A must have the same number of columns as matrix B has rows. Now, one thing that I would like you to notice is I was looking at these and I see the pairs that are put together and I see that I get a 0 here. The only time that I'm ever going to have a 1 as the answer if there is a pair of 1s. It doesn't matter if there are 2 pair of 1s or if there is just a single pair of 1s. Whenever I find a pair of 1s side by side, I automatically know that the answer is going to be 1. Here is a single pair of 1s side by side. That gives me the answer of 1. Even when I had 2 pairs of 1s side by side, I still only have 1. You'll notice if there are no pairs of 1s side by side, the answer will always be 0. So that can be a little bit of a shortcut. Here's an example of this one has 2 1s side by side. This one only has 1, and it still is the answer 1. It's just a shortcut if I wanted to try to do this in my head.